Hi, everyone. Sorry. Hi, everyone.
I know, right? When we were going live, I'm like, oh God, I'm getting a frog in my throat.
Yeah, I know. It happens. It happens to me a lot. And I'm just looking over at my water and realize that it's half gone, and I forgot to.
Oh no!
I forgot to refill it. And oh yeah, I know. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I have welcome Jonathan Dailey again. It's so nice to have you here. We're going to have a short discussion, or maybe a longer. I don't know. Sort of depends on how it goes. Right? Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to sit here and just shoot the breeze, shoot our mouths off. That'd be me. We're just going to sit here and chat for a little bit about decks, because we had an interesting conversation earlier, and I kind of wanted to keep it going because I thought it was really fascinating. And yes, hello from Wanda. Before we start the discussion, well, no, maybe I'll do that a little bit later. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
And say hi to Diane G and Lottie B and CJ and Simply Julie. And Julie, can you hold that question, please? Because I haven't opened Nightbot. Oh, look, here's Gerald. Hi, Gerald.
Hi, Gerald.
I haven't opened Nightbot. I'm not taking questions right now. We're not going to take questions until we finish this discussion, until we're or at least halfway through the discussion. Or maybe because I can't focus on chat and what I'm doing. Okay, let's just face it.
I get it.
Oh, and Dr. Ann and White Dragon, and it's so nice of you to drop Sal. Yes, you have it correct, White Dragon. This is Her Royal Highness Queen Wanda. She is absolutely thrilled. I know she doesn't look it, but she's absolutely thrilled to be here today, with her beady little eyes taking everything in.
Wanda.
Hang on. Do you want an almond, honey? Is that what's going to keep you? No, you're not hungry. Maybe you want to chew it up. Whatever. Anyway, so
Speaking of birds, do you know that peacocks have golden wings?
Golden wings?
Yeah, their wings are golden. One of them flew off my fence the other day, and one of his wing feathers came off.
You live in Maui. I keep. Oh.
Yeah, their wing feathers are these like amazing golden color.
I bet you they look fabulous in flight.
Oh, it's amazing, especially when I got the tails. They don't always have the tails though.
I mean, it's really interesting that you never ever think of well, I never think of peacocks flying, because mostly you see them in movies and in photos and stuff, sitting on fences or walking around the very manicured ground going, because they have an awful cry. And
they have so many weird sounds. There's so many different ones. There's a weird honking sound too. There's one that sounds like a screaming baby, and you're just like, what in the world is that? Oh, it's the peacocks. Oh God.
I'm delighted to hear that. You have no idea. They look so fabulous, and they sound like,
Oh, it's weird, the sounds they make.
Oh, hi, Joyful Journey. Hi, Annie Bear. I'm so happy you're here, Annie Bear.
Hi, Annie Bear.
So what we were talking about earlier, I don't generally use cards in my practice. I mean, I fool around with them. Well, by fool around, I mean I explore my relationship. And
you just swing some cards on
yeah, that's right. But I don't do that in my practice reading, like for people or with people. It's something that's kind of private, and I'll do it for friends, because they know me and they'll forgive me. And they love me and they'll forgive me. Yeah.
Well, that's all the best chatters right here, right?
Well, that's true. That's true. But I have a deck in common with Jonathan, with you, Jonathan. I have a deck. We both have the same deck, and it's called. Oh yeah, you can't uncover. Oh, mine is different. And how come mine is reversed? Oh, I know, because I've got mine set. Oh, okay, that's my.
It's only reversed to you. It's not reversed to any of us. So.
Oh really?
This was the Kickstarter version.
Oh, you have.
There was two different fonts you could choose from the Kickstarter, and that was the other font, which I didn't care for. It was too hard for me to read, so I picked this font instead.
Oh, okay. Well, this was a gift. I didn't choose it. It came to me from Miss Moonlight, with a whole. She sent me, I think, 13 or 14 decks. And wow. It was a huge gift. I'm still so
for circular cards.
Well, and so after I got this like treasure chest of decks, this one was so weird. Well, pardon me. It was so unusual. Let's put it that way.
It's definitely got its own system.
Yeah, it was so unusual that I let it. I let it, sort of waste away. But I
gather dust.
Yeah, it's gathered dust for the better part of 6 months at this point. I took it out and I have the guidebook. She sent me the guidebook. God bless you, Miss
Oh,
Moon.
Yeah. You definitely need the guidebook for this.
You can't do this without the guidebook. All right. I read the guidebook and I did a couple of readings for myself. And didn't really get it. And the readings were kind of meaningless. And, I could have, I don't know. It just did not hit me, but I kept it on my shelf. And, well, actually for a few months, I just got a bookshelf. So it's now on the shelf. It wasn't before. And, the day after, I told you this story already, Jonathan, the day after the 8/8 portal, so the 9th of August, I was sitting here on the couch with Wanda watching, I don't know, something on YouTube. And this book fell off of my bookshelf. Now, this is a solid wood bookshelf. It's 6 feet tall. It's an old-fashioned bookshelf. And I have
not a light book either.
This is not a light book. This is a solid book. It's not a little pamphlet. It's all bound and everything. And it was sitting, next to the deck on the shelf like this, and all nicely curated. and I heard this thud and clump and stood up to look, and it had literally shoved itself 2 inches to the edge of the shelf and then leaped off to the floor. So I said, okay, yeah, I can take a hint.
You guys were like, we gave this for a reason.
Yeah, you have this for something. So I still haven't, I read it again and it made a little more sense. And maybe it's because I've been working with the Akashic Records for like over a year now. And maybe that's what's made it a little easier for me to, but it takes a long time. Like it's just faster and easier for me to just dive into the records.
Dive into the records themselves.
Than to try to use the cards.
Well, these are like, this is a very interesting system because you're using both the front and the backs of the cards.
That's right.
And each side has like multiple answers depending on what you're looking for. So
that's right.
It's like, what?
So it's not.
I actually had to write a list for like what was on the backs of the cards, so I knew what to look for. And it's faith, love, identity, time frame, lesson, death, location, and trauma. So it's like all of that is on the back.
Yeah, this is all what's on the back. I hope you can see it.
Yeah.
All of those areas of life.
And this is why I had the other.
And then on the front, or is that the back or the front? I don't know. I can't tell.
These are the backs.
Those are the backs. Okay.
So with the eye is the back, and then with the artwork is the front.
And then, yeah, this is the front. So you have current lifetime, and you have all the different.
Right. So each one, like, there's a main theme in the middle, and then there's four possible ways.
Four possible choices. And even though it's the same, like you'll have lesson, death, time frame, faith, love, and all the rest of it, they're all different for each card. So this card for death, it says a natural death. For this one, it says miscarried or dead at birth.
If I remember right from the Kickstarter, there's 8 different backs.
It is complicated. Are there 8 different backs?
I didn't even 8 try backs and there's 20 of each or something like that. So
yeah, it is. Diane says that seems complicated. Honey, yes.
It seems complicated when you're reading with it. It's just whatever pops up to the top when you're throwing the card out, really.
It takes a bit to get used to. If you want to explore past lives, you know,
I've never seen something quite like this.
No, this is unique. I did try it for myself and found I got a meaningful answer. I tried it with my guinea pig friend, and the answer was meaningful for her as well. And I think that if you're willing to put in the time, then that might be, but like that was just like 2 weeks ago that I started fooling around with it again. So anyway, so tell me about some of the other decks you use in your past life stuff.
Well, for past life stuff, I didn't really pull out a lot of stuff. I just pulled out some oracles for us to use today. I actually use a lot of ancestor style oracles sometimes, because I find the ancestor work and past life work is like two sides of the same coin.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I find that you can use ancestor decks specifically for past life work. There's several books I like. I actually just got one that, oh God, should go grab it real quick. It was the one that was brought to my attention, and it's a workbook specifically for past life work. And it's from originally the, let me go grab it.
That's okay. I'm just feeding Wanda bits of cracker here.
From Red Orchid Publishing, and it's the same creators that did the Art History Tarot for Past Lives deck. So this was the workbook that's supposed to go with it, but you can use it with any tarot or oracle deck. And it's just like a fill in the blank kind of thing. And then there's like readings in here, and then they have like specific meanings depending on what kind of reading you're doing. So this is a great resource right here.
And you can use that with any oracle deck?
Yeah, any tarot or oracle deck.
Cool.
I mean, it's more aimed towards tarot, considering they have like the
Queen of Wands and
right? Depending on, you know, this one's for Spiritual Essence Reference Guide, and then they have it again for the Deeds and Events chart, and then again for the Spiritual Blockage Reference Guides. And it's always charts. Yeah. And then between the charts, there's like full readings explaining how to do the whole thing, and then a spot for you to write down what you got.
And would you recommend that people have a tarot deck that they use solely in this context for past life readings, and not use it for like regular kind of?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they're drawn to. I know that I like I'm blanking on the name. Carrie Paris's it's the black and white picture deck that people are like sending them pictures of their ancestors. Why am I blanking on it? I use it all the time. Anyway, that one I use for ancestor work and past life. the relative tarot. Thank you. Sorry, having a COVID moment there.
That's okay. Glad
and
you didn't say here.
Anything like that. There's other ones that I like to use, like the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julie Kusha-Watts. That's an amazing deck for past life work. I also love using the Ma'at Tarot for past life work, another of Julie's decks.
Okay.
I recently got a deck. There's only 100 of them, but it's similar where it's black and white photos from like back in the day.
Yeah.
But these are specifically black and white photos that have been slightly colorized from the 1900s, and it's all like opera photos, like photos from like different operas and stuff. So that one's a lot of fun to play with. So I think there was only 100 of that one made. I should do a walkthrough of that one for sure.
Because it seems to me that it would be, well, I don't know. I guess I just don't know enough about reading tarot, but it seems to me that if I were going to be reading past lives and current lives, then I'd want to keep those those separate, just because of the intention. You know, that it,
like I said, the relative tarot, I don't have it here with me. I left it upstairs, but that one I use for ancestor and past life work. So.
Yeah. That seems like a great idea.
Because it also has an oracle that goes with it. I go with my brain fart again.
It's okay. We've got all afternoon. Don't worry.
Departed Spirits Oracle, I think it's called. Departed Beloved. Departed Beloved. That's it.
Departed Beloved.
Yeah, and it's the same thing where it's like black and white photos from back in the day, and people had sent in pictures of relatives, but these pictures were taken, and then everyone got wings put on.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a wonderful deck, because that one's also really great for archetypes, because it's pretty much just different archetypes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's, I should have grabbed those too, but
that's okay.
I had so many decks.
This is totally unrehearsed, as you can tell, boys and girls. We did not plan this discussion. We just thought that we would have something to talk about before we open the questions.
Well, this deck I love. I love this deck creator, Mandy Peterson. I have another one of her decks that's round, and that's the 1111 Oracle, and I love using it in conjunction. It's not quite as complicated because the backs are just a nice pretty image, but then the fronts, again, you have like the main thing is a message, but is it trust what you're hearing, news is coming, a misunderstanding, or listen carefully, right? So that's why I like this specific idea of a round deck, is because as you're shuffling, because it's round, it's going to be moving. So whatever you pull out is going to be different each time.
So it's not even a question of is it reversed or is it not? It's like, is it
like what of the, so like here, spiritual protection. You're spiritually protected, right? Or develop psychic boundaries, right? Maybe you're not protecting yourself enough. Or call on your angels. You might need to call on
Wanda agrees with you on that point.
Clear and ground your energy. So maybe you've picked up on something and you need to purge before you'll actually be protected, right? So I love the way that she puts together decks. So it's fun.
That's so cool. So I opened up the question, people.
Whispers of Aloha.
Oh, who did that?
This is Angela Hartfield, who lives here on Maui. And then the artwork is by Christina DeHoff. And it's a blue angel deck.
That's a gorgeous, gorgeous cover to that.
Oh, I mean, look, the whole deck is just gorgeous, like unreal. Like,
Oh. Julie's just asked, what is Nightbot? Nightbot is an automated, it's a bunch of code, basically, that acts as a mod. And if you want to ask a question, please type, just like you see on the banner, type !join and then your question right after. You don't have to hit enter. I mean, you do at the end of the question, but just join and then your question, and Nightbot will give you, will tag you with the response that you have successfully joined the queue. I remind you there's a limit of 8 and a limit of 8 questions in the queue today. And also there is a limit of 100 characters for the question. So if you, the other thing that happens sometimes is that if there's 2 people asking a question at the same time, it'll take one and not the other. So if you don't get an acknowledgement, try again.
Yeah, you do it again.
This is just this is just a limitation of the technology, because I can't manage reading and chat. I just can't. So Nightbot's my trusty right hand or left. I mean,
simply, Julie, if you could condense your question down, that might.
Yeah, Julie, you need 100 characters, and you are. And Gina, you have to type !join. Just exactly like no spaces between them. Just !join.
That one.
There, simply Julie. That's
there you go.
Yeah, perfect. So try again, Gina.
No,
yeah, it's 100 characters is very short, Julie.
Oh, yeah, 100 characters is not much.
And let me assure you all that I have gone into Nightbot's guts. I have gone through the code. I have looked for where the maximum length is set to try to set it to 250, because I thought that would be more reasonable. But I cannot. I can't find it. So it must be like way down in the guts. It must be like way in the actual construction of it, and not just the yeah. So sorry, I did try. But I'm not a programmer, and I'm not a hacker. So, you know, so thanks, Gina. And nice to see you here. Now would be probably a good time to, Julie, simply Julie, maybe just ask one of those questions, because really those are like, that's a whole, you know, I could give you a half-hour reading on that. So this is not really an appropriate question.
Exactly, Gerald.
What?
You're not a programmer or hacker yet.
I could be.
All you got to do is read an hour a day on the subject, and then after 5 years of reading an hour a day, you'll be one of the top people in the field. That's what they say. Just read an hour a day on the subject you want to.
An hour a day of what? Hacking?
Yeah, read about hacking.
No,
or watch a video about hacking.
Not that interested. That interested. No, that's that.
Well, I mean, if you were interested, it'd be easy to pick it up.
when I was working as a technical support, yeah, that would have been really interesting, and I did do a lot of reading about that kind of stuff, just because it helped us. It helped us a lot. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want to build any more computers. Yeah, no, I don't want to do any more of that stuff. Thank you very much. So it was fun for a while, like about 15 years. And good for you, Gina. I don't even know what that means, White Dragon. I just know that I need way more sleep than I used to. And it's driving me a little bit crazy, because I just can't seem to stay awake.
I'm right there with you.
You too?
Well, part of it's the long COVID, but like
You too?
Right. That's the thing. The long COVID just keeps you
I know.
all the time.
I was part of a program over here at Surrey Memorial Hospital. I haven't heard from them in a year, but but yeah.
Exhaustion's no joke. Ugh.
Yeah, no, it isn't a joke. Absolutely. It appears to be a manifestation of ME, which I can't remember what it stands for, but it happens after high fevers, after having severe fevers. Oh, so now what I'm going to do, because we're getting towards like, I think the last one was number 6 in the queue, and there's a limit. That we're at a limit of 8, so I'm going to open the records and start doing that. Doing the.
I'm just sitting here shuffling. So
I should have asked you what cards what decks you're gonna use today.
I have Uncovered Your Past Lives Oracle, the 1111 Oracle, the Whispers of Aloha. And I'm playing with a new tarot deck, the Starlight Tarot.
Oh, pretty. I'm sorry. You know what attracts me to a tarot deck? Forget the vibe and all this kind of stuff, man. Is it pretty? Does it have cool? Oh, is it shiny? Oh my God. I love it if it's shiny, or if it's got colored edges. Ah, yes. I'm so cheap and easy.
Right? Look at the back.
Oh, I like that. Glittery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you ask me my favorite tarot deck, I'm going to say it's the Spring Wait by Tarot Collectibles. And I got the sparkly edition. Oh my God, it's so pretty. And it's so joyful and so cheerful and happy. And just, I mean, I love it. And, but it's not the one I use very often. But it's my favorite, but I don't use it very often.
You're just not, it's okay. You know, certain readers are not card readers. They're just readers. And other readers, it's like, like I was telling you backstage, like I learned everything all at once, so it all got tangled together. Yeah. And so the card, of course, I played with cards. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm a card collector. You're not. That's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not a card.
Really well together, which I love.
my workhorse deck is this one. This is
I don't have that deck.
No, seriously. I love it. If I'm going to do a tarot reading for myself or for my guinea pig friends, it's going to be with this, because this is the one that I just there's just so much about it that just I don't know, it just gets into my brain and my heart, and the art in it.
There's certain decks that surprise you by how they just go quick. Let's go.
Well, Gina M.
Like that. Yeah. Where it's
Gina
like, when
M.
I first
just
got it, I was like, how am I going to use it? And then I started using it, and I'm just like, oh my God, you're like plugging me in.
Well, Gina thinks I'm a magpie. Absolutely. I'm a crow sister. Why do you think I love birds? Why do you think birds come to me? Absolutely.
Crow Raven brother.
Yeah.
Hello, my channel is Corvid.
Yeah, exactly. And I am absolutely a crow sister. Well, I don't even know if we have magpies in Canada, Gina. I know you're in the UK, so but I think the first time I saw a magpie was in Ireland like 5 years ago. So yeah. So anyway, so as I said, like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago.
Hi, baby angel.
Hi, baby angel.
Blessed, heavenly blessed honey, aloha. She says, we've all been slowed down. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, slug mode. I know what you mean. Oh,
slow and steady. Just get what you can get done. Man.
Okay, so we're going to start with the 3 deep breaths. All the way in, down to your belly button. Fill your lungs right up. You know how to do this. and hold it at the top and then let it out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Make sure your feet are planted if you are sitting.
And now I'm going to read the prayer and the key to open the records. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth, and with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose, and with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so this group, consisting of the people who are here now, those who will come later, and those who will watch in the future, is given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. I'm going to read that silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy fields of this group to receive the records of their souls. Yeehaw. Okay, so questions are now closed, boys and girls. There we go. And no, Linda, don't close the stream.
Yeah, that would be a bad.
There. Okay, so questions are closed. And oh, here we go. Madame Maru, some 20 species of magpie are known worldwide. Only the black-billed magpie is found in Canada.
Oh.
Hudsonia. Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever seen one here. All right, let's start. And so this is how we're going to do it. Thanks, Diane. That's so kind of you to do. And don't forget, people, like and subscribe, not just to me, because I'm, wonderful, but to Jonathan as well, because he's wonderful too.
Thank you. We
have CJ, who wants messages from their guides regarding spiritual development. Sorry. Sometimes I make noises. I've discovered that about myself. You go if you're ready, Jonathan.
Okay. I'm pulling from the 1111 Oracle for you, CJ. First thing I pulled was accept healing. You're being healed. So I feel like your guides are still healing you on like a spiritual level. The next one that came out was accountability. There's the card, but the message that came out was let go of blame. So I feel like a lot of us have this thing where it's like we've got to blame others instead of taking our own responsibility. And that is a part of accountability, right? Not blaming others. Let go of blame. Even if you're blaming yourself, that's not helpful, right? And then the next one I did was material abundance. But the message was an investment pays off. Since you're asking about spirituality, I'm feeling like this is connected, right? So once you've healed, you let go of the blame, the investment really pays off, because the next thing I pulled out was oneness, one with spirit, right? So you're still doing the work. I mean, we are all doing work. That's why we're here. But you have to accept the healing that's coming. You have to also accept accountability. And once you invest in those things, that's when it blossoms. That's what I see. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. So CJ, this is a season of letting go. This is a season of and I think I might be chanting. This is a season of letting go of things that no longer serve you. You need to develop, you need to learn to discern what really serves you and what doesn't. And that includes any kind of connection, whether it's a connection to friends. Are they really your friends, or are they connected to you from convenience, or even because they're using you? I'm sorry. Are you're being asked to shed, to transform, and okay. So this is actually true for all of us light workers. We are being asked to transform, and part of the transformation process is shedding. So this is what you're in the middle of, and this is what your guides want you to do, is to be more conscious and aware and actively participating in the process of shedding, to look at your life and, I mean, I hate this word, but to kind of curate it, and to question the elements of your life, whether it's your nutrition or your sleep patterns or the books you read, the TV you watch, the movies, your entertainment, to go through all the elements of your life and ensure that they're for your highest good. Your friends, I guess fundamentally that's what it is accountability. So that's what they're asking you to do. I hope that helps, CJ. Good luck to you, and thank you for asking. I really appreciate that you asked. It's a good question. Well, with a really interesting answer. It is a good message for all of us, isn't it, Gina?
It really is. Yeah. Accept the healing that's coming. Let go of the stuff that doesn't serve.
Yeah.
And be careful where you invest. Like, where do you invest your time and energy? Not just money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And are you getting something back from the
investment paying back, or are you just constantly forking out for that investment that's not paying anything back?
Yeah, you're constantly giving rides to this person who's, that kind of stuff.
Come back for more.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It is an excellent message for everyone. Next we have, Tarot Stash. Oh, Gerald. Okay. That's intimidating. Take a reading.
Let it intimidate you.
I'm yanking his chain because he can't mouth back at me, mouth off at me.
Right.
He has to type, right? So he can't just.
Yeah, you two causing havoc in the back of the class.
Oh yeah, causing havoc. That's right, Wanda. That's right. Current past life impacting now. Well,
current past life impacting now. I'm pulling from the Your Past Lives Oracle.
Huh? Sorry?
I'm pulling. I'm
Oh,
pulling from
you're pulling from that? Good. He deserves it. I love him so much.
So the first card I pulled was industry, but it came up as international merchant, right? And then here we have saintly philanthropist, followed by peacemaker diplomat, right? I'm like, okay, you were there, like you were a businessman that went as a diplomat to like set things up. I'm like, well, when was it? And we have pre-Columbian Americas, right? So interesting. And the philosophical thing, it was faith, right? It was, I'm feeling like it was almost like you were you were a merchant, but you were also a monk, I want to say. And you were going out, being the peacemaker, making sure that like international trade was being set up. But at the same time, you were really there to try and spread your faith, right? You were one of the many who descended on the pre-Columbian Americas to spread the faith, and set things up so that merchants in Europe could get goods from the merchants in the Americas. So I'm feeling like, I don't know, that's just what I'm really seeing there, is that was the life that is impacting you right now. I want you to meditate on that, because I'm feeling like it was something that was done in the pursuit of like these trades that I feel like kind of scarred you in a way. And it's that feeling of, I almost want to say guilt, I think that's hanging around you right now. So yeah.
I got something. Oh, sorry, Jonathan.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt your reading. I got something way earlier, and so your love of words and your love of books and writing and libraries and everything that has to do with. And maybe I shouldn't be reading for you because I know you too well, but here's what I get. I get Egypt before there were 3 pyramids. The Great Pyramids in Giza and stuff. I get Egypt before that. So I don't know, wild guess 6,000 years before the Common Era. But that's just a wild guess. So I see about a 9, 9, 10-year-old little boy who is watching a scribe in the market. Okay, so there's a scribe in the market who writes letters for people. You come up and you pay your whatever, and the scribe will write the letter that you need or the document that you need. Or if you come to the scribe with a document, they will read it for you and tell you what it says. And the scribe is a priest, because they all are, because that's the only people that know how to read and write. And you're just off on the side and behind him, watching him make these magic marks, because in your mind, this is magic. And honestly, you're right. It is absolute magic, okay? Making these marks on paper that last through time and across space for us to be able to know each other's thoughts. Like, wow, that's powerful magic as far as I'm concerned. And I got chills talking about it. Anyway, so you're watching this scribe with their paintbrush writing letters for people, and you're just so fascinated by it. And I don't think you're an orphan. Like, you're not a street urchin. You have a home to go to. But it's not your home. Oh, because your parent, okay. So your parents died when you were like really small, and you don't have any brothers or sisters, and you're living with, I don't know, relatives of some sort, cousins maybe, aunt and uncle. And you try to stay out of their way because they've already got kids of their own, and you know you're a burden to them. So you do your best to not be a burden and be as helpful as you can and just basically stay the hell out of their way. But you're fascinated by this and by this whole magic of writing. So you ask if you can go into the temple, and they're happy to get rid of you. I mean, not because they're awful people, but because, yeah, you really were a burden to them, another mouth to feed for a family that wasn't, doing all that well to begin with. So off you go to the temple, and you learn those magic. You learn that magic. And the temple has a whole bunch of scrolls and pages of things that happened from the previous pharaoh, and you can go and read them and talk about them and have discussions about them. I mean, this just, oh yeah. Yeah, so that's where you found your love of art, your love of writing, your love of magic. I mean, to your mind, it was magic, and it really is in a very real way. It is magic. That's where it started. That was one of your very earliest lives, maybe life number 3 or 4 on this planet, and there you are.
It's interesting when you were talking about the scribes and stuff. I suddenly saw what the guilt was about, and that was burning the books of the mind.
Did they have books? I thought I
mean, it was.
I thought they had rope. I thought the stories were
there were scrolls that were. No, they had written books. The only things that survived were the stone carvings, right? So only the monuments survived. But they had libraries. They had books. They have there's several books in Spain and museums in Spain,
really?
Mayan books. Yeah. There I think 2 survived, but most of them ended up getting burned. Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's almost like that burning of that knowledge means now you have to bring knowledge back. That's just that was what I got when you were talking.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that was pretty interesting.
Interesting that we different lives.
Huh?
Yeah, I find it interesting that we got different lives. We connected with 2 different lives.
Yeah.
This tells you that all of our past lives are constantly intertwined with what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
Once we can see where these certain patterns come from or remember, in my case, I like the idea of remembering it so you can know what not to do next time, or or you can come to terms with it. Oh, that's why I react to that certain situation that way.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's I don't know. It's like Gerald was almost destined, created to be a librarian almost, Right. I mean, it's not true, but pretty much. pretty much looks like it from this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we have Lottie B. And hugs right back to you, Lottie, with a message. Did I have many past lives with my mom? Okay, well, I can't count them. Just speaking.
We often have the same people coming.
Yeah.
Over and over
Yeah,
again.
exactly. This is what I've observed is that and also it's been confirmed by other people and other readers, and also if you read books like Journey of the Soul by Dr. Michael Newton, which is an amazing book, highly recommend it to anybody. That whole series of books, we live in soul groups, and there's soul family and soul group, and they're used interchangeably. One of them is really enormous, like 1,000 souls, and then there's the really small. That's the group, and the family is like maybe 10, 15 people, souls. And those people are the ones we generally rotate around when we come back and incarnate, whether on this planet or on other planets. There are generally at least 2 or 3 of them around us during the incarnation. And we work together to help each other fulfill our contracts. And we come back with each other exchanging roles. So, mother, child, sibling, teacher, grandparent, aunt, uncle, like close enough. Ow. Close enough to be an influence, to have an impact on each other, but not necessarily as close as, brother and sister, like not necessarily immediate family. So that's my understanding of what happens. So how many lives? Well, I don't know. It could be, I have no idea. And there's really no way I suppose they could just sort of show me one after another and I could count them, but I don't understand. Like if I said 56, like what meaning would that have? I'm leaning towards the, that you want to understand more about your relationship with your mom. And was there something from past lives that would be influencing it now? That's something I can answer.
It's interesting because I pulled a card from the 1111 Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
Collective manifestation, but it's realize your collective impact. So I'm wondering if the reason why you're asking this question is because you're wondering what it is that you and your mother together seem to do, like grow together. How are you, like, what is the impact of the two of you? What is the impact of your relationship on the world?
She just confirmed that. She said, Nightbot cut my word limit, but yes, please to that. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Sorry, Jonathan, I cut you off.
No. I was just chiming in because it kind of fit perfectly with what you were just saying. So,
okay. So I'll go first, I think, because I'm already plugged into Lottie's records. Now, given that, like, I'm not reading your mom, okay, Lottie? I'm reading you. I don't have your mom's permission to read her. I already said that. You guys incarnate with each other all the time because you're so similar and at the same time very dissimilar. You're the same but different. Oh God, that's such a I hate when stuff like you set each other off in ways that, like, you set each other off sometimes in really, I guess, unhelpful ways. So you lose your tempers with each other. You each of you knows what buttons to push to get the other to just, zing straight up into the ceiling. And so it looks from the outside as though you hate each other, or not hate each other, but you don't get along and you're happy to be apart and all the rest of it. But the fact is that you're really tied together very tightly, and that, but your communication right now in this lifetime, your communication needs a little bit of work, and you're both extremely reactive. Neither of you will let something go. But that's like, I think that might be the lesson that you're being called on to learn. Both of you. Although, well, I'm only speaking to you, okay? Lottie, you're being called on to communicate better, to draw better boundaries, to have more, to care more for yourself, to not permit, and just to walk away, to learn to walk away. In previous lifetimes, you've been through relationships which I see a lifetime where you were married and you were pretty well off, a trader or a merchant or something like that, a buyer and a seller of things. And okay. You were really worried about losing your things. You were very, very wary of having things stolen from you. So having your goods stolen out of your warehouse, and you kept these ginormous dogs locked up in the warehouse at night, like junkyard dogs that would just rip people to shreds if they didn't know you and you didn't approach them with food. And you were a little crazy in that lifetime. And I'm not sure what triggered that, but anyway, so you were equally worried about bad things happening to your family, and about having your family like taken away from. Okay, I know why, but never mind. It's not relevant to this. So you were very controlling is the short story. You were very controlling of your family and guarding of your family. And you did have bodyguards actually for your family. And you were so controlling. And your wife actually is your mother in this lifetime, and it made her nuts. It made her crazy. If she could do, I mean, the limited amount of freedom that she had as a married woman, very limited amount of freedom in that time and in that place, feels like Italy, 15th, 16th century. Anyway, very limited amount of freedom, but even that was denied to her because you didn't want her to leave the house at all. And you didn't want her friends coming or her relatives coming to visit her. And you didn't want her, I mean, you were begrudgingly, the whole family went to church with 3 bodyguards. I mean, yeah. So some of that is leaking over into this lifetime between the two of you. Each of you wanting to control the other and resist the other's control. So, yeah, there's some of that going on. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have time for a whole lot.
Well, no, everything you said pretty much confirmed what I saw on the cards. So I pulled some of the Uncover Your Past Lives, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And to go along with that whole idea of like having to have bodyguards and everything, one of the first cards I pulled up was Government, but reverse, so Deposer. So I feel like almost like Lottie B like deposed someone in order to take the power, right? And it caught, and then the next one was Fall of Civilization, Greed. It was almost like the greed kind of got in between of them. The other one that came up, which was kind of like a little shocking, was childhood trauma abuse. So I'm wondering if
that's what it was that I didn't want to talk about, because I don't like, I mean, it's a very private.
It was there. There's no, right. So I feel like in this lifetime, the thing that came up from the 1111 Oracle here, we got depletion, but you have replenishment, right? So I feel almost like everything that got depleted in that past life is now being replenished. Unfortunately, the thing that came out on top of that was rose-colored glasses with wishful thinking. So it's almost like both of them are hoping that like that replenishment will continue, but in some interactions it flips back over to that like depletion feeling. And weirdly enough, both the 1111 and the Past Lives Oracle spit out the final answer is spiritual questioning.
Whoa! I love when that happens.
And I was just like, wait, what? So I feel like your relationship really with each other is to cause each other to start questioning your spiritual beliefs, to question your spiritual ideas, to question your spiritual knowledge, right? It's there to help like remove that wishful thinking and those rose-colored glasses and really understand like the collective impact that you guys are having and everyone's having, right?
Yeah, so, a two-fisted grip on reality.
Exactly.
Whoa, okay.
So you've confirmed everything I have pulled with your reading. So, there you go.
Okay, awesome. Right. I hope that's helpful to you, Lottie B. And thank you for asking. Thank you for trusting us with that question.
Yeah, that was a deep question.
It was a pretty amazing question, actually. Let's see now. Where am I? I'm at...
You're so welcome, Lottie.
You're very welcome, Lottie. I hope that helps you. I really do. At least with some insight. Hi, Mousy.
Right.
Thanks, Gina. Okay, we have Sonia next. Can you see if I was ever hunted or persecuted for my practices?
We all were at some point or another.
Yeah. I mean, we're not light workers. We're light workers for a reason, okay? And anybody who's a light worker now in this incarnation, like today, is probably got caught up in the witch hunts in Europe. I don't know. I never looked.
I went to a past life regression and I got the vivid memory of how I passed, and I'm not going to repeat it because it was horrible.
Yeah. I've never looked because I don't want to. I take it as read. I take it as given. I don't particularly want to dwell on it because, why? But so the answer is yes. If you want the gory details, we can probably provide you with that, but I'm not sure how that would be helpful. What do you think? You want to go ahead with it, Jonathan?
Well, I almost don't even want to like say what I just pulled because it's pretty brutal. Like I would have to say that yes, you were, and what happened to you, like I don't even want to talk about it. Like that, it was that horrible.
Yeah. And see, this is okay. So this is the internet. Okay, we all may think we're sitting in our living rooms and chatting with a bunch of friends and just, doing cool stuff together, and we are. And at the same time, this is the internet. It is available globally to whoever, and it is also forever. So for myself, I'm really, really cautious about the kind of my guides have instructions to not tell me anything that can't go on the internet forever. Okay, just don't tell me. I don't want to know. Don't show it to me. If it's not appropriate for this kind of Sonia says she feels like she's hidden before. Yeah, and if you ever lived as a Jew, you probably did hide before. You didn't have to be a witch or a wise woman or any of those things. I mean, just
in
being
this case, I'm seeing more about like you were royalty, truthfully, and you ended up losing your title. You got depossessed, and what ended up happening after that, I'm not going to repeat because I don't even want to look down right now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so hold on for a second, Heavenly Blessed Honey. I'll see what I can find for you. I'll see what I can.
I'm not going to say the other cards here because
don't. It's see, okay, and I just want to highlight here for all of us that this is the difference between a private reading and a public reading. Okay, that were this a private reading, both Jonathan and I would spill our guts.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
This is something you would need to work through for sure.
Yes, exactly. In a public forum like this, in a public permanent forum like this, no, not gonna. So I can tell you that you have done more than one life. There has been more than one life where you have been running, hiding, being chased, okay, or being looked for, or there's been 3, maybe 4. But 2 of those were because you were Jewish and trying to one was in Spain. One of those lives as a Jew was in Spain. Another, okay, I can't tell if this is France or Belgium, but people are speaking French, but it could be Belgium. Yeah, it was, neither of those lives led to a fiery death, shall we say, but they were very much circumscribed and limited and defined by being Jewish. The places you could go in the city, the things you could wear, the things you could say clearly, the places where you were permitted to live. So yeah. So there you go. And I'm.
That was definitely what I was picking up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the witch lives. So there you go, Sonia. That's all I can do for you. That's really all I'm
going
to
go a little deeper, but I don't think you'd want us to mention what we're seeing right now.
You don't want this. You don't want this out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you a lot, Sonia. And yeah.
Oh. Oops.
I usually only do this to Gerald. I usually only make Gerald vanish. Poof! And there we were. Okay. I did it again. What the heck? I do not understand what's going on here. Okay. I am trying to. Okay. Shift. Exclamation mark. There. Whatever it was. Whatever that was, that little glitch, I hope it's over. The glitch in my fingers.
I see you put next, so.
Huh?
Thanks, Dan G. I see that you typed in next. So.
I did. I was trying to. That was what I was trying to do before. And Samantha wants to know what is her path in life. Let me just. Okay, I'm going to be doing this again. I just want to find out how many more people we have because we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. Hi, Nancy. Welcome.
Hi, Nancy.
We got 3 people left. Gina, Simple Julie, and Joyful Journey. 4, including Samantha. Yeah. You go ahead if you're ready. I'll just.
Oh, I'm still pulling.
Yeah,
so kind of a little overwhelmed from that last one.
Yeah, that was overwhelming.
Right.
Potential for trauma.
I was on the verge of tears a couple times there.
So let's just all take 3 deep breaths together again and just be mindful of how much support and how much love is around us all the time as we take these breaths. Let's just take in some of that love and light. And again. Okay, I feel better.
Right.
That was for me. I don't care about the rest of you, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was definitely something I think we all needed to do, just to clear out. Well, I certainly needed it. Okay.
So Samantha, she says, I find myself stuck with no clear direction. Interesting enough, the first thing that popped up was extraterrestrial early Earth dweller. So I have a feeling you've been here and around the block quite a bit. So I feel like the part of it is like you've done it all and you're not quite sure what to do now. So I'm feeling. But the next thing that came out was technology and use of technology. So I'm feeling like you need to start looking into how you can use technology to better not just your life, but everyone's lives, right? Your path is leading you towards that, I'm feeling. I also, just because I haven't pulled any yet, I pulled a couple of the Whispers of Aloha cards here.
Oh, I can't wait to see those.
So the first one I pulled was actually card number 1, weirdly enough. I shuffled, I swear. So that's the Spirit of Aloha. Live with unity, giving and receiving love.
Oh, I've got chills.
Right. I'm feeling like the technology thing is a way for you to connect, right? Connect with others and connect across the world instead of just like a local thing, right? And the next thing I pulled was card number 40, lighthearted kindness. Connect to the joy of being.
That's so cool. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
That's so cool.
I'm feeling like you're really supposed to be there, like reaching out with kindness and love and just connecting people. That is your path, is to just be a connector, right? A bridge between people. That's how I'm seeing
it. And this whole business. Okay, so I'm getting messages for you about being stuck. And, well, I should say a message, because the message is follow your joy. Find out what makes you happy, like not just happy, because happy lasts 10 minutes, right? But what gives you joy?
Leap for joy.
Yeah. Find out what literally makes your heart leap, and do that. What makes you forget about time? What makes you forget what you're doing and what's going on around you? And for her, it's clearly food. And I shouldn't say that because I'm trying to fatten her up and I don't want to make her crazy about it. Discover what makes your heart just sing and do that and do those things, and don't explore. I mean, do explore. So if you have an urge to, I don't know, if you see an ad for, I don't know, a ceramics class at the local adult education center, and it sounds interesting, do it. If you see something about belly dancing or yoga, or if anything, no matter how outlandish it may seem to you, if you see something that captures your interest, follow it, do it, learn it, and just leap for that, you know? It's hard to get unstuck, but the path through the stuck is joy. Joy will lead you through the stuck. If it's if it makes you happy to create beauty, like by painting or by, I don't know, arranging rocks, whatever, do it. It's you need to focus on bringing joy to yourself, on doing things that bring you joy, and that's what's going to get you out of being stuck. It's not meditation. Okay, meditation is never going to get you out of being stuck.
It's just going to stick you more.
Yeah. Meditation's lovely, and I highly recommend it. Okay,
yeah, great.
But I have a secret. I don't meditate before I read, and I meditate for other reasons, but not for reading. If reading is what gives you joy, maybe you could enjoy being an editor, maybe a writer, maybe, I don't know, but go for the joy. That joy is your path out of stuff.
It's all about the joy.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Samantha. I know that it's pretty hippy dippy, but it's the truth.
Right.
It's the truth. Mm-hmm. At least it's the truth that I'm being told, and that I know from experience and from observation that it is true. So,
and it's the truth that's been told for generations. And
it's not like you know this already.
It's not just one little group of people saying it. It's like everyone says it.
Yeah, we all know that. Well, passion might come later, but usually it starts with joy.
Joy.
Because Sonia said passion. Yeah, passion is a big thing to demand. Joy is pretty easy. Joy is something that's easy to achieve, easier than passion. First you go with the joy, and then with joy comes passion, is my sort of. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Good luck, Samantha. Let us know.
She says, yes, I understand.
Good. Yeah. I hope you, I don't know, like what, take up belly dancing or, for a couple of weeks I've had belly dancing on them. There was somebody in the chat who I said, why am I thinking belly dancing? It turns out it was her mother or her grandmother who was a belly dancer. Well, that freaked me out. And ever since then, I've had like belly dancing coming up for me all the time. I don't know if her grandmother's hanging around or what the heck.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
Some of the first pictures of me as a child when I was like 3 or 4 is like my mom was part of the belly dancing group, and I'm surrounded by belly dancers in these pictures. So and apparently, as a little 3-year-old, I got up and did the whole routine with them. I'm like, I did? Okay.
You don't remember?
Not really. And then apparently my mom was also, speaking of dance, my mom also did like an African dance class, and like they were getting ready for an actual performance on stage kind of thing. And it was like a practice night, so she couldn't find a babysitter. She said I was 5, and she just put me in the corner because they were doing the long ways in the room.
Yeah.
And I just sat there, watched them twice, and then got up and joined the performance. I'm like, I did? Okay. There's something about dance. I feel like dance is needed. It gets the energy moving.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe that's why it keeps coming up. Just at random times, or maybe they want me to take belly dancing classes. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Well, I mean, it could happen, but not this week. Probably not next month either, because they're not free. But
right, exactly.
But there's a lady who does stuff on YouTube. Noor Jahan Bolton, she's amazing. Anyway, yeah, being in the flow. That's right, Julie, you've got it. I love dance too. Now we have Gina. Hi, Gina, sweetie. This is very late for you. What do the records say that I am working on in this lifetime? Oh, that's an interesting question. Like lessons for this lifetime. You go if you're ready, Jonathan.
Huh. Okay. So I pulled 2 from the past lives and 2 from the 1111, just because that was what the guides told me to do. So I did it. So again, I pulled out childhood trauma, but it was on abandoned. And then the next one was government and court. So I'm feeling like there's some abandonment issues going on here, and not to mention some feelings of like imbalance in the justice of the world. The message I'm getting that like you're supposed to be working on right now, I got get moving in a way where actually there's 2 messages here. One is move or travel, and the other one was get off the couch. And to go along with that is artificiality, but be more authentic. So I'm feeling this is like the abandonment issues are causing you to put up these shields and like stay at home because there's no way to be abandoned if you don't get connections, right? So this is your guides are saying it's time to get off the couch, go out there, be your authentic self, and the right people will come to you. And they won't abandon you, right? It's the right people, and they have your right balance in mind. So yeah, I just saw the doors shut. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that was the message.
Yeah, and the message I'm getting for you, Gina, is self-reliance, to learn to really truly trust yourself. I'm not sure if that's But because you can rely on yourself, you know you can trust yourself. And if you can trust yourself, you can be authentically who you are. So what they're telling me is be who you are and trust that you will know, and you'll know what to do. You'll know how to handle things. You'll be fine. Trust that. Trust in yourself. And what else? Trust in yourself, because without that, yeah, that's a big lesson for you in this lifetime, is to trust yourself. Mm-hmm. Because without that trust in yourself, it's difficult to build connections with others. You can't trust them. So those authentic connections are just really difficult to build without trust in yourself. I just think it goes back to your message, Jonathan, just of authenticity and yeah. So Gina, follow your joy. It's another one. Follow your joy.
We all have to start following our joy more.
Yeah, we do. Do things that make you happy. Don't stay at, well, I mean, stay in the house, but stay in the house doing, if that really, honestly, if that really makes you happy, stay in the house. But do the stuff that makes you happy in the house. So, I don't know, knitting, sewing, reading, whatever it is that you genuinely feel joy, and not just comfort because it's comfortable to sit there and read. Because you know, or sleep. Yeah, exactly. But what genuinely makes your heart go, oh, okay. So yeah. Get out of your head. Get out of your head.
A little dog scratching at the back door. Give me one moment.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope that helps, Gina. Thanks for your question, and thanks for letting us read for you.
Thank you, Gina.
And Diane says, I can't dance to save my life, but it's still fun to do when no one's watching. Yeah.
Exactly. Do it. That's my mom and grandmother had what they called the kitchen dance, which was just like this silly little dance that was just like, they did the little kitchen dance every time they were happy or whatever, something was going on, and they just wanted to release it, whatever. And it was just like, it was a silly dance they would never really do in public, but doing it together with the family, it just was like a way of releasing stuff. So
dancing is fun. I don't do enough of it. I should just turn on like.
I used to go out dancing on a regular basis, and I haven't in a long time.
I did too. I haven't gone in decades. Next we have
Simply Julie.
I kind of remember the gist of her previous questions. If she should revive a spiritual mind,
revive it, or get someone else, or do it together,
or whatever. Yeah, all kinds of options.
Okay. Actually, I'm feeling like I need the tarot for this one. You're so welcome, Gina.
Okay, here's the message for you. Examine your motivations. And they're just standing there looking at me and saying, examine your motivations. Why? You just want do you want to make it easier for yourself? Do you think these people will make your life easier? Do you think it will be easier to learn and grow with them around? Why exactly do you want to restart this, because what they're telling me is, if it happens organically, if it grows by itself, so people find out that you're doing something on, I don't know, Monday nights or whatever, and they show up or they don't show up, that's organic. And if it grows good, and if it doesn't, oh well, it wasn't meant to be, but you're still doing your stuff on Monday night, you know. Mm-hmm. So the presence or absence of others has no effect on the actions that you're taking for your spiritual development. So if you have like a Monday night, I don't know, I'm just keep saying Monday, I don't know why. If you have a meditation or a prayer group or something, you just let people know, and if they show, they show, and if they don't, they don't, and we're all happy because you're doing it anyway, and that's what's important, because this is about you. Mm-hmm. So examine your motivations and examine your commitment and your underpinnings. What a weird word to use. The foundation, I guess, of this desire.
So because you kind of gave us a if or kind of like two different directions, I pulled like 3 for each direction basically. So I'm going to look at what it would be if you just took it on by yourself, and then we'll look at it if you did it with others.
Okay.
Right? You did it by yourself. First thing I pulled was the Page of Pentacles here. So obviously it's going to be a learning process. You're going to be using a lot of material. And the next one I pulled was the 6 of Pentacles. So you're going to have to do a lot of out-of-pocket stuff for the group if you're just doing it by yourself, which I feel is going to leave you feeling a little stuck, right? But I think a lot of that stuckness is just in your own thoughts, not necessarily what the group is actually going through. So I feel almost like doing it by yourself, you're going to overburden yourself in a lot of ways, right? Doing it with others, first card I pulled was the 4 of Swords, which means rest, right? So not all of it's on your shoulders. You can rest if you need to and move on. Unfortunately, though, I feel like with the 4 of Cups coming next, yeah, you can rest, but at the same time, you're not going to be quite as emotionally involved. Like there's going to be these like connections that are being offered to you through the group that you may not necessarily even acknowledge or even be aware of because you're too busy. I don't want to say moping, but like being like blah. But I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles coming out last, if you can get over this emotional just blah feeling, I feel like doing it with the group is going to be better overall. I mean, you still got the Pentacles, but it's like the Ace of Pentacles. It's the start of something, right? Start of something great. Whereas the other one, you know, it ends with the 8 of Swords, which is you stuck in your head, feeling stuck, not knowing where to go, what to do if you're doing it by yourself, because you're taking on too much of the burden yourself. And like I said, just get over that feeling of like, you know, okay, I'm not in control, so blah. That's okay. You know what? Not being in control means you can rest when you need to rest instead of having to carry all of it on your shoulders. So that's the quick and dirty reading that I pulled for you. So,
wow. Simply Julie says it was truly helpful because she's been on the fence for sure, and it does not feel wonderful at the moment. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I feel like getting that help is really what's going to help you there. It's just, it is going to be a different feeling because it's not yours, right?
It's not your baby anymore. It's a
right,
shared,
it's a shared thing. Right.
yeah, it's a shared enterprise, and other people are
But
going to
it
have.
could be the birth of something amazing. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to give a welcome to Peace 333, who I think hasn't been here before, who's here from France. Bienvenue. Dans mon français très canadien. It's probably appalling to someone from France.
What, with your Canadian accent?
Yeah, the Canadian French. There's people in France
right,
that say that it's not
Canadian.
even a language. Well, yeah, because it's 15th century French. What do you expect?
I know, right?
Century, of course you don't speak like that. We do.
I've been to Quebec. It was amazing and beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. Well, Quebec, I haven't lived there, but I've spent time there, and I really, it's very cool. But I'm from the prairies. I'm not Quebecoise. I'm from the prairies,
Right.
and that's a slightly different culture too. So
right.
Yeah. So very carefully with my fingers, I'm going to try to not disappear you. As
it's okay if it does. I'm going to disappear myself for a moment and get this dog who looks like he's about to get in trouble.
Oh, okay. 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 Joyful. Now So the next person we have is Jen, Joyful Journey, with a question: is the job interview I have? Okay, so Jen, you know that this isn't an Akashic Records question, right?
Right.
I mean, okay. So I have a freshly charged pendulum.
Ooh, I love that.
I use her name is Marigold.
Hi, Marigold. Nice to meet you.
And there's black tourmaline in here. So I remember the first time I saw somebody using a cage pendulum like this, I was just blown away. And you can actually get them that have a variety of little tiny stones that you can put inside that, jade or whatever, agate, tiger eye, all different kinds of things that you can put in there. But I mean, how complicated to figure out, is this a question for a tiger eye or is this a question for jade? I mean, that's too.
Just put just a tiny pebble of each in there, and then it's
yeah. Who knows? So it came with black tourmaline, and I haven't moved it, I spent like a year sleeping with it under my pillow. Now it doesn't sleep under my pillow anymore. But maybe I should bring her back. Let's see. Do you want to go first? Because I'm just going to ask.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to try to keep my hand as steady as possible. Okay, hi, Marigold. Do you want to answer some questions? Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Now, can you tell me, please? Joyful Journey wants to know if the job interview she has on Monday is going to be a good fit. Oh, it's saying no. It's saying an emphatic no. Thanks, Marigold. Marigold, can you show me yes? All right, thank you. Can you show me no? Yeah, just to confirm, that is a no from Marigold.
From Marigold. Interesting, because that was not the cards I pulled. But, I mean, the first card I pulled was the Page of Wands, right? So it's the start of something passionate. Then we have the Six of Wands, which is victory. Right?
Ooh.
Followed by the Star, which is hope. So, even if you don't get the job, I think it's going to be a victory because it's going to spark a passion in you. And at the end of it all, you're definitely going to be feeling hopeful and more connected with your spirit. guides
Yeah,
and
I'm
everything.
inspired. Hope and inspiration.
The thing that I think is going to be the thing that kind of makes you hesitate to say yes or make it a no. At the bottom of the deck, I always like to look at the bottom of the deck is the shadow card, right? We got 3 of Cups. So the shadow of the job is that maybe you might not get along with everybody, right?
Not a good fit.
It'd be more like one of these situations.
Yeah, not a good fit. Yeah.
Not a good fit. So, but I think the job itself is going to spark a passion in you that's going to help lead you to the victory you're looking for. Maybe not necessarily the job itself, but it's going to spark a passion.
Yes, inspiration. Inspiration. I hope that helps, Jen. Piece 333. Questions have been closed for quite a while. And so we can't read for you today, but Jonathan is on again. When?
I will be on next week. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I have to double check and put on my community tab. But I will be having Rochelle join me on my channel, and we're actually going to be talking about past lives. It's because of Rochelle that I found this cool book. So,
okay.
We'll chat about past lives and how we work with them, and we might do some readings too. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I haven't set it up yet, but just keep an eye on my channel and hit the
Yeah.
notification bell. And when I do set up, you'll be notified. Hopefully.
Yes. So be sure to subscribe to Jonathan's channel and hit the notification bell so that you can find out. And I'll be on again on Tuesday on Viviani's channel for Akashic Adventures, and then on Thursday again here with Gerald for more readings. And we do readings in both of those. That's all I do is readings.
I love you and Gerald's readings. They're so good.
Oh, I have so much fun with Gerald. I really do. I mean, not that I don't have fun with you, of course, because this is fun too. But it's a whole different kind of fun.
It's just different, Yeah,
it's different, and I love it. It's great. So yeah, Peace. I hope you come back.
Subscribing.
Good. Yes, we like to see that.
And don't forget to double check your subscriptions, even if it's a channel you think you're subscribed to. Because there's been several times someone's like, why aren't you on this live? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go to the channel. I'm like, why am I not subscribed anymore? Thanks, YouTube.
Well, I'll tell you what happens to me is that I check my channel first thing in the morning, like I'm not even out of bed, and I check my channel, and it'll say X number of subscribers, and I'll have the same number of subscribers for like 3 days, 4 days, and then all of a sudden I have X -1. Well, yeah, people come, people go, but I think that was the last question.
Algorithms. If you don't interact with the channel after a certain amount of days, I think it's like 90 days or something, they'll
drop you
subscription out.
Yeah. So it's we're at 143, so almost, and that was the last question in the queue. Is joyful.
Queue is empty. Yep. Okay.
And
you want to do a collective?
Oh yes. Okay. You go, because
okay. I will pull some tarot, and I will pull a whisper of aloha. Oh. We are talking about passions, apparently, especially with us talking about joy, right? It's hard to find passion when you feel like your back is up against the wall. And we're all feeling this right now. We're all feeling battered and bruised and like, oh, God, why do we got to keep going through this? And then it's like, and here we go. One more wand to throw into the mix. Like, we go from 9 of wands to 10 of wands. What? Like, okay. Let's get this whole thing completed so we can get back to actually feeling passionate about things. Oh, but yeah, don't forget that like a lot of the fights that you're invited to, you don't necessarily need to accept that invitation. So, right? Let's keep it real. I mean, we don't really want to have to. I mean, sometimes it's fun to get into like a little sparring match with our friends, as long as we realize it's play. But as soon as it starts getting serious, then it's time to be like, okay, no, we're not playing the game anymore. And this is something I feel like a lot of us are struggling with. The oracle card I pulled, I feel like with like this instant gratification with streaming services with our phones and like or these like 30-second snippets just to like keep our attention and scrolling for like hours because we're seeing like 30-second snippet, 30-second snippet, 30-second snippet. We have no patience anymore, right? And what did I pull? Patience. Approach with peace and resolve. So everything you do, come at it with peace in your heart, right? So that it doesn't turn into something like that, right? And oh, you know me, I got to look at the bottom of the deck. We got 9 of Pentacles there, right? This is a reminder that we don't necessarily have to accept every invitation to an argument that we get, but we also don't have to take any actions until we're sure it's the right action, right? And part of that is patience. So take a deep breath, let it out, and just take it a moment at a time. Thank you.
And I decided to break with tradition and do a collective. And I'm going to, I asked for a message. I asked for, she didn't want to be here. She's done.
She's done. She's like, oh, this collective thing, nah.
Yeah, forget it. But that's way more energy than she's had. So I'm pretty happy to see it. Yeah. Okay, so I drew from Mystic Moments, and I got the Hanged Man. Now, this is not, I hate these because, well, I know I love them, but they're so glossy. It's hard for me to, it's hard for me to get them. Okay, so maybe you can see that pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay, so here's forget about the Hanged Man message. Okay, we're just looking at the picture, and I want you to see the message that this gives, because the message is that we are opening a new reality. We can't see it because we're upside down, so we have no idea what our feet are doing. Okay, our feet, symbolically, okay, work with me here, are opening the zipper, are opening the way to the new reality that awaits us. It's hidden because of all the foliage. But as light workers, we're aware of this process. We're upside down. We can't see. We're blind and completely not detached from the process, but we're
indifferent, maybe.
Yeah, we feel like we're not connected to the process, but the process is happening. Mm-hmm. No matter what we do, right? No matter what we do, this process is going to happen because it's happening because of our weight, because the weight is just our existence is causing this to happen. So that's the message. Mm-hmm. There's a new reality. We're not aware of it. It's opening. It's happening it's happening with us. It's happening because of us. Even though we can't see it. So
because all we can see is the wall we have our back up against.
Yeah, it's behind us.
The burden we're carrying. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
The weight,
exactly.
We don't see the what's happening because of the weight.
Yeah. Hi, Mirella. Oh, how nice to see you. Ramon. Oh, wow. Okay. Hi. Everybody's coming in now. I kind of feel bad that we're not even doing 3 hours. No, I'm
what,
not.
2 hours wasn't enough?
Yeah, 2 hours is lots. Thanks. 2 hours is lots. So, so that was pretty cool. Wow.
That was fun. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So this is how I use tarot is absolutely not. Well, okay. In this instance, absolutely
the
not.
way you used it.
It classically. Well, a shift in perspective is a good way of putting it, Diane. Thank you for pointing that out. You're quite right. You're quite right. So, so I'm going to close the records. We're going to do the whole 3 deep breaths thing again. Oh, wait, before I do that, I want to give you an update on Wanda.
Oh, yeah.
She is my faithful companion of 20 years. She's a Goffin's cockatoo, and she has avian bornavirus that was just diagnosed like a month ago. Now, she has managed to gain a whole bunch of weight because I'm stuffing her face every second. I'm stuffing her like the Thanksgiving turkey. She on July the 12th, she weighed 190 grams. And last Sunday, which was the last time I weighed her, she weighed 231 grams. And she is very much more, as you saw, she's very much more energetic and much happier. And she will always, studies have shown, okay, the drugs that she's taking, the medications that she's taking may eventually, she may eventually no longer have the virus, although that's not a guarantee that, and the hope is that it halts the damage to her central nervous system. The damage that she already has is permanent. So yeah. She's not going to ever walk properly or fly properly again.
Right.
So she is very cute. She is a really dear friend. This
isn't your first life with her, right?
No. We've had at least one lifetime together before. So now, having given you the update on Wanda, who's doing really well. Oh, and I want to thank all of you who've been praying for her and sending her Reiki and sending her elementals. You guys, I can't tell you how grateful I am to you for that. She is absolutely, I'm certain that her progress and I'm certain that her progress has been incredibly helped by all of the prayers and the Reiki and the good energy and everything else you guys have been sending. Really deeply appreciate it. Because I don't even want to imagine life without her. Okay.
Joyful Dolphin pointed out that she said, yep. Wanda was like, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to close the records now. So 3 deep breaths all the way down to the bottom of your belly button. Fill up your whole chest with the life-giving, love-giving energy around you. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Hold it at the top. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed. Aren't you proud of me? Like I remembered to do this? I wasn't like while I'm cooking. I know. It's like so cool. Oh.
Well, she's looking so much better. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. She is looking
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said yep again.
Actually, I think that one was Wendy. I have 3 birds in here. I have a little budgie named Gerald. And they're all female, and Wanda and Wendy, who is a violet-naped lorikeet.
Ooh.
So
that sounds amazing.
rare bird. Yeah, rare bird. I think she's on the endangered species list, but she was captive bred. So not from, they come from one island in Indonesia, and she's very beautiful, but she's not friendly, and she does not like being picked up, and she doesn't like being on my shoulder. She's what they call a startle biter. So birds are, birds are different kinds of biters, and Wendy is a startle biter. So car driving by, she'll bite me.
Ow.
Yeah. Or, she hears a horn honking, she'll bite me. Anything happens, somebody sneezes, she'll bite. So, yeah. So, yeah. So she doesn't
Probably
sit on my
not to have her on your shoulder then.
Yeah. She's a sweetie, and she lets me scratch her head and say how much I love her, and I can worship her and adore her, but she is not a shoulder bird. No, not at all.
Not all birds are. So
not all birds are. That's right. Even budgies, although it's kind of funny to watch a budgie get mad and lose their temper and try to chomp you to death, because like you can barely feel their little. I mean, it's just funny. I guess it's whatever. Anyway,
when I was a kid and I was living, we were growing up. I was growing up in Costa Rica. My mom had a parrot named Ember, and she was so bonded to my mom that she hated everyone else.
Yeah, and that can happen too. Mm-hmm. That can happen too, because not all
let me handle her, but only so far. My mom would do whatever. I could handle her. No one else could.
Yeah.
The 2 of us pretty much were okay with her.
They are very much, they're like cats, kind of.
Right?
They
get their little attitudes, and they come over and peck at you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Joyful wants to know which bird we're talking about. Well, I was talking about a different bird that I have, because I have 3, and how Wendy is not a shoulder bird because she bites. Wanda is absolutely a cuddle sponge, a total cuddle sponge. She would stay on me all day if she could, except when she gets bored and says, "Yeah, I'm out of here." But it's entirely up to her. So. So we're done. Thank you so much.
I was just going to show off this feather one more time for anyone who missed it. So I live next to an orchard where there's a bunch of peacocks. I don't know if you know this, but male peacocks, their wings are actually golden colored under all that blue. And so when they flail their tail, they're like doing this little dance with their wings behind the tail that you don't really see unless you live right there.
Yeah.
And there was one on my fence that flew away, and one of his wing feathers came off.
It's a beautiful
color of their wings, which is just it's amazing how golden they are.
That's just beautiful.
Oh, hey, Jezebel.
Hi, Jezebel.
Yeah, you did miss it.
Yeah, you missed it. Sorry. You'll have to go back and watch.
I'm sure we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that in the post-mortem, which we're going to have after I end the stream. So, so hang on for a second here. I really appreciate all of you showing up. Thank you so much. And we will see you again soon.